Hello, Brobs, you may ask, what's all this Gundella talk on a page or a channel supposedly about books? But there's a good explanation for that, and it's that Gundella was also an author besides a newspaper columnist and local celebrity. I haven't been drinking, just some coffee, but yeah. Obviously, this is the same book, but I much prefer the earlier edition. I think this is the earlier edition. Maybe it's not, with her face on it, and even though she was dying of cancer at the time, the old picture of her next to a now shattered. Well, I don't know if it's shattered. Yeah, I think it is shattered. Tombstone. Yeah, there she is again. But the title of this video relates to an earlier incarnation of the Michigan Haunts and Hauntings, which was basically The Werewolf of Grosse Pointe and Other Stories, a 1976 book that Gundella published. And in the front of it, there is an inscription to a man named John from June 9th, 1977. Dear John, may you be haunted only by the good Ghosties, one of the two, with nary a bad bogle among them, from Gundella. And as I later researched and wrote about in my now defunct newspaper, which I rue giving up, but it was just too much work for one person to do, even though it was only 8 pages. 8 pages of print was a month of research. So I've since quit doing that because I just can't do it. Anyways, and an unpublished, I never made it to print version of, I think it was issue number, I don't know what issue it was, 12 possibly. Not that it matters, but let me turn this off because I'm going to look at the computer screen. I wrote about the good Ghosties and Bad Bogles, October 9th, 2023, not 1923. Although that would be interesting. Good Ghosties and Bad Bogles. This Halloween will mark the 47th anniversary, now the 48th anniversary of Gundella's book, The Werewolf of Grosse Pointe and Other Stories, a slim volume of mostly local tales of Michigan haunts and hauntings, as her later revised and added to 1992 edition would be entitled, as was the case with her spoken word record, The Hour of the Witch from 1971, which is on YouTube as a free listen. It was released in October, likely to mark the celebration of one of the most important witches' Sabbats. Though Gundella, her real name was Marion Kuklo, was a calculated businesswoman and certainly pandered to the placement of her seasonal offering. A recent acquisition, obviously that was last year, of the earlier book contains an inscription to a man named John, which reads, You be haunted only by the good Ghosties, with nary a bad bogle among them. While the terms and renderings of the words ghosty and bogle may seem strange, they likely have their origins in Scottish lore, where Gundella believed that her family heritage traced back to as far as the 14th century, including many witches. A bogle likely refers to a bogle, which was a mid-century term for a lowland Scottish boogeyman or ghost that derived from the Middle English bug. Other possible word relations include the German bog, for which goblin, bogeyman, is derived from, and the Gaelic bagert, which means threat. Bogles were sometimes synonymous with scarecrows, and the Tatty Bogle, a popular story of a bogey which hid in fields and either attacked unaware persons or caused blight within the crops planted therein. In The Boggle and the Boar Tree by Scotsman W.D. Cocker, a ghostly voice is heard in the wind and trees. He's never there by daylicht, but once the gloamin' foss, he creeps along the highrig and through the tatty shaws. The term ghosties is a bit more self-explanatory, though Gundella was sometimes accused of being a sloppy researcher because she often changed names in stories to protect the persons behind the provided tales that she collected. She was a reading teacher and most certainly parsed her words with purposeful intent, though she obviously had a playful side that sprung up in both her personality and serious work as a folklorist. If ever a mischievous, wiseacre ghostie should harmlessly haunt someone, it would be she, the good witch Gundella. Yes. Back to the photo stream. Let's see if I can pull up the actual... No, I ain't gonna do it because it just messed it up. There it is, actually. It's a shame I had the... There's one of her books, What's Cooking in the Classroom. Maybe I'll put that on there too, since I've stopped blogging. Yes, that was from me Halloween issue. Look at this guy. I'm smoking a cigarette while I'm harvesting the pumpkins. Focus, you bastard. Yeah, I had a great little newspaper. Oh well, it's gone now, bros. Goodbye.